Alright everyone, so here is a standard quarter turn tap that you might find in a bathroom or out in your front yard, and it's got a quarter turn cartridge inside, so the scope of movement is just 90 degrees. So the tap might be shut off in this position, and you might turn it on like that. Right. So we've got some questions about how you want to change the orientation and change the cartridge of this tap. You might want it to start shut off like this, and you might turn it on this way, or you might want to start it this way and shut it off that way. So whatever you like to do, it's all customizable, and so let's show you how to do it. So underneath this cap here is your retaining screw. So you want to just flip that open with anything sharp like the edge of a pair of scissors or a blade here. There you go. So that's normally just held in with friction, and maybe some dirt if this is an old tap. So let's get this screw removed. Okay, so notice there's a spring washer here and a flat washer, so don't forget all of that. And so you see the inside of the tap. This is the spindle of the cartridge, and the cartridge is changeable. So immediately you see your first option for reconfiguring this tap. So if that is the off position, I've turned it counterclockwise completely. You could start that as off, and that might turn on. Or you could remove that, slip this handle down this way, and that is off, and that could be on, right? So no matter what, you can vary the starting position of the handle, and the scope of motion between on and off is just 90 degrees. So you could even be fancy and start it off at sort of like a 45-degree angle here and turn it on this way. Okay, so let's get to removing this cartridge. So you'll notice there's a little hex nut pattern over here. Let's get our adjustable. Now this can be quite stiff if this is an old tap, but fortunately mine is quite loose. And here we go. So that's just a tap. There's nothing interesting going on in here. This is your quarter turn cartridge, right? You can see that there's an opening here where water flows in. And you can see, I hope you can see quite clearly that is the open position. And you turn it a quarter turn, that's the closed position. Okay, so that's the closed position, right? So this is configured currently in a you got your clockwise direction. So you turn it on by turning it clockwise, so that's open. And you turn it off by turning it counterclockwise. And now that's closed. Okay. Now, how do you change this? That's pretty easy. So what we need to do is just remove this silicone gasket at the bottom. Okay, that comes straight off. And you'll find that there are two pieces of ceramic in here. All right. So I'm just going to take out the first one. I'll do it carefully just to show you. Now notice the orientation as I'm taking it out. That's right. It's well, my plier handles are sort of oriented up and down, 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And you'll notice there are two sort of keys on this side to make sure that this disc doesn't turn. You can actually change this 90 degrees. And we have now reconfigured our clockwise tap to be an anti-clockwise tap. And what do I mean by that? Let's just reassemble this. And you'll notice the tap is now open. Right? You can see the holes in there. And to close it, we turn it clockwise. And now it's closed. And turn it anti-clockwise. You can see the tap's now open. Right, so we've just reconfigured our tap. Okay, so right now it's in the open position. Let's just leave that open. Let's tighten that up. Okay, so now it's in the open position. So you can decide, how you want your tap handles to be on the open position. And so keep in mind, right now it's in the counterclockwise to open sort of position. So you might say, well, I want it to be open in this position and close when it's in this position, right? So if you're happy with that, I'm not really happy. I want to just reposition that a little bit so that it's 45 degrees. Yeah. So that's open and that's closed. If you don't like that, you could sort that there. That's open, and now that's closed. So notice that's the opposite of when we started. Or you could change that to it's open and that's closed. Okay, so whatever you like. So it might interest you, if you were in the sort of in the industrial world, if you're doing this for a professional application in a, say, an oil and gas type installation. They also have ball valves with like a handle like this. The general understanding is that whenever you have your handle in line with the pipe, that's when water is flowing. So this should be in the open position, right? And this, where the handle is 90 degrees to the pipe, this is always in the closed position. Right? So when you go out to a professional installation, out in industry, for example, maybe in agriculture or in manufacturing plants, you will always have the handle 90 degrees in the closed position. Right? Just a little bit of trivia for you. But obviously in the home, you can do whatever you like. Okay, so just for fun, I'm going to have it in the 45-degree position. That's open and that's closed. Okay. All right, once you're happy, you first drop in the flat washer, followed by the spring washer and the screw. So you just tighten all of that up. And pop on this brand cap here. So the brand here says Bob Italy. Okay, whatever. So I'm going to face it this way. There you go, done. We've just reconfigured our tap.